From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way up to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
So the percent meteor shower has been going on since July 14th, but the reason there really hasn't been much talk about it is because, well, it's peaking this weekend. So we're going to be looking at Saturday and Sunday, and the moonlight actually won't be that bad, only about 10% full. So still looking at some good viewing out of that. And it will be active through September 1st, but as I mentioned, the peak will be over the weekend. And we could be looking at up to 90 meteors per hour and maybe even upwards of 100. So hopefully get lucky enough to see that. Now, some of the viewing tips, a lot of people tend to ask, well, where should I look in the sky? Bottom line, just look up. I think you'll be in pretty good shape here. And, when you're with the odds of almost 100 per hour, you're probably going to see one in at least a couple per minute at least. So should be kind of a spectacular sight. Be sure to check that out. You know what? Even though we're talking about the chance for thunderstorms in the forecast, overall, I think we're going to be clearing out by the time you're going to go out there and check out the meteor. So kind of cool sight. All right, so here's the deal. You can see a couple of high clouds in the Redding area, but overall, we still are looking at those sunny skies here for most of us. And we take a look at the isolated showers and thunderstorms this weekend. Here's the deal. I've been analyzing all the different forecast model data, and I am really just not seeing a lot of activity out there over the weekend, which is good news. We don't want the lightning strikes. The bad news is it'd be nice to see some rain, and we certainly have the chance out there. And we'll take a look at Futurecast. I'll show you what I'm talking about. But we do have summer heat that returns this weekend. That's going to be another headline that we're kind of forgetting about because of all this talk about the thunderstorms, right? But we do have the heat moving back in over the weekend, and it's going to be pretty hot through most of next week as well. So that's a heat wave that will be fairly prolonged. So tonight, we're dropping down to the upper 60s for the valley. It's warming up. I think most of us in the valley will at least get up to 100 degrees. Although if you head to the south portion, near Chico, for example, more like the upper 90s. So about 103 for Redding, 100 for Red Bluff, and Chico about 97 degrees. Now for the mountains, we've got mid to upper 90s, so not quite the triple digits there. Notice the lightning strikes for Susanville and Bernie. I think Lassen, eastern Shasta County, eastern Tehama County. So basically the mountains east of the valley, eastern mountains, right? The best chances for those thunderstorms. But, it's a chance. And when we look at Futurecast, you'll see what I'm talking about. There's just not a lot of activity even for tomorrow. So let's take a look at what's setting this all up. Well, you see the spin right here? That's an area of low pressure over Southern California. The clouds that you're seeing here, that's all remnants from a tropical storm, and also getting drawn up in that is some monsoon moisture. This is going to be migrating northward over the next 24 hours. So we're going to start to see some of that moisture move in. The low pressure itself is going to stay to our south, so it's not going to be right on top of us. That would make it a different story. If we had that low pressure on top of us, our chances for thunderstorms would certainly be higher. Now, I want to take a look at that fire potential because we look at Saturday, we're actually still in that low risk for the valley. So even though there's a chance for thunderstorms, especially in the mountains, they will be moving from east to west. And by the time they get into the valley, they'll either die out or just be in the form of some light showers. And that's mainly in the evening hours. So this right here, this is where we've got to watch, and especially this area right here, okay? Now I want to fast forward into Monday. By the way, Sunday, it was all red right about in this area right here. That's been taken out, and Sunday is mainly just all brown, okay? Indicating that moderate risk. So it's Monday that now looks like the best chance for mountain thunderstorms. So the weekend, not so concerned. It's Monday of next week. And it is including up to the north, but again, I think places like El Turris, Modoc County, Siskiyou County, the chances will be a bit slimmer. We'll take a look at that here in a second. All right, so let's go and take a look at the severe outlook coming in from the National Weather Service. This is coming out of the National Weather Service in Norman, Oklahoma. And they issue these out a couple of times a day. So here we are on Saturday, right? And this is the area in green that has the best chance for thunderstorms. Now, if I were to look at this, I would say this area and maybe even the mountains east of the valley. So I would say this area has the best chance for thunderstorms, and then some of those could translate to a passing sprinkle, light shower over parts of the valley. That's for Saturday. Now watch what happens as we go into Sunday. You see how it expands westward. But I'll be honest with you, I just don't see much going on here west of the valley. The valley may see some activity. Again, as they kind of roll down into the valley, we could be looking at some scattered showers again on Sunday, and then possibly into Monday as well. So this is something that is just kind of a general overall perspective on just be aware of what's around you in these areas in particular. So you'll notice that mostly Siskiyou and Modoc County are kind of out of this, and not to mention all of Del Norte and Humboldt counties. So let's take a look at Futurecast. Take a look at this. I mean, and this is actually the most aggressive of all the forecast models that I'm looking at. Not very aggressive, is it? I mean, you're looking at a few pop-up showers. So we call this just isolated showers and thunderstorms. And it's mainly going to be in that area of green that I was talking about. West of that, I don't think we'll see anything in the valley. Okay, so as we go into Saturday 5 p.m., you see where it all is? You see how it's all off to the east here. And it's very light. There's not much going on. It's dry for Modoc and Siskiyou County. And of course, it's dry for Trinity County as well, not to mention the valley. So the chances for showers, thunderstorms in the valley, pretty much close to zero for Saturday. But we can't rule it out because we could see some of that activity get pretty close to the valley. All right, so Sunday, look at this. It starts off to our south on Sunday. And it looks pretty aggressive here. Quite honestly, I don't think it's going to be quite this aggressive. But you can see it's getting close to the Chico area and, of course, southward. So it's mainly southern Plumas County, not much going on into places like Lassen County. But as we go into the evening hours, now we're seeing the potential of activity developing in Lassen County and in the mountains of Shasta and Tehama counties as well. So this is what I was talking about. As these storms come down the mountainside, we see that potential for maybe a stray shower and maybe even some redevelopment of a thunderstorm. Because I've mentioned this before, rising air is what you need for thunderstorms. You need that rising air. Okay, that's known as convection, or even the forcing of that air up can produce those thunderstorms as well. So when they go down the mountains, what happens? Yeah, you get that downward motion of the air, and that tends to kind of just break those thunderstorms apart. So depending on how strong they are, if they're really strong, by the time they get in the valley, they may be strong enough to at least produce some rain. And maybe even an isolated thunderstorm. So you may hear some rumbles of thunder for parts of the valley here as we go into Sunday evening. But look at Trinity County, didn't see anything, right? Now Monday, check this out. We're still seeing some activity, even for parts of the valley, but even for all of the mountains too. So this is why for Monday, you saw the red with the lightning strikes. This is why all of those areas had that high potential for fires because of the dry lightning. Now, western Siskiyou County looks like for Tuesday, but pretty much everywhere else looks pretty dry. But look at this. Even as we go into Wednesday, maybe some scattered activity. We go into Thursday, maybe some activity, especially off to the east. And then by Friday, Saturday, Sunday of next week, we're talking now, it looks like it's all going to be pretty much out of here. All right, so let's talk about those temperatures. And yeah, a lot more heat alerts have been issued here through the afternoon. So we have a heat advisory for Sunday through Thursday for Modoc County, northeastern Siskiyou County. Now, for central and western Siskiyou County, there is an excessive heat warning for Sunday through Thursday. For Trinity County southward, there's a heat advisory for Sunday through Wednesday. All right, so I'm going to show you what the trend is looking like, at least for Redding. And this, by the way, is the trend that we're going to see for the mountains as well, just temperatures not obviously as warm. So what we're seeing here is temperatures, they're going to peak on Sunday and then probably peak again on Wednesday. But for Redding at least, we're between 103 and 107 through Thursday. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. Then eventually by Friday, temperatures actually kind of plummet. We go back down to the mid 90s by Friday, even some low 90s by that next Saturday. So when we look at this, these are the hottest temperatures that we're looking at. This is where we have the excessive heat warning and the heat advisories as we go into especially Sunday and then through Wednesday and even into Thursday. So that's why we have that. And we may even see some of that get close to the valley as well. But bottom line, it's going to be hot out there starting this weekend and through at least the middle, if not latter part of next week. All right, so overnight tonight, we are going to be dropping down to the 50s and 60s, even some 40s out there. And for tomorrow, what we're looking at here are those temperatures eventually getting a bit warmer, right? So we're back up to over 100 degrees for Redding, 100 for Red Bluff. We still are expected to dodge the triple digits, though, to the south. Chico 97, 95 for Oroville, and 96 degrees for Willows. Now, I've got some lightning strikes in there. Don't be concerned about that. And honestly, probably should take those out. But overall, we're looking at temperatures staying in the 90s for those daytime highs. So let's take a look at your 7-day outlook. And boy, it's going to be a mess. I mean, look at all this. You got some lightning strikes. You got possible chance for evening. Here's the thing. It just depends on where you are. So Siskiyou County, maybe, just maybe, some activity over the weekend. But I think most of it will be to the south of Siskiyou County. But places like Mount Shasta, you're kind of on that fringe of where some of that activity will be. But you head north in Wairika, probably not. Okay? So then we go into Monday, better chances. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just a slight chance of thunderstorms through at least Thursday of next week. Then by Friday, I think it's all gone for everybody. Now for Alturas, I think for the most part, it's dry for the weekend. But we do have a chance on Monday, maybe a break on Tuesday, and then more chances Wednesday, Thursday. And then we go into Susanville through at least Monday, maybe a break Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday. Now here's a situation. When you're looking at a big mess like this, it's going to change. I can guarantee it. It's going to change. So if you have any outdoor plans, really over the next 7 days, and it involves being outdoors and especially in the mountains, keep checking in, because this is going to be a continuing, just one of those things we'll have to continue to monitor here on a day-by-day basis. All right, so we take a look at the valley. So for Saturday, I've taken out any chances for showers or thunderstorms. I think it will be dry on Saturday. Then Sunday, Monday is when I think we have the best chance for at least showers, but we can't rule out maybe an isolated thunderstorm as well. But that's Sunday, Monday, and mainly in the late afternoon to evening hours. Then I think by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week, it should be dry. But again, take a look at those temperatures. It's warming up. 107 for Redding on Sunday. 107 again for next Wednesday. But you see how we have that prolonged heat wave at least through Thursday, then finally dropping back down below 100 degrees by the end of next week.